Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be doing my round 14 team review. Yes, it is very late. There has been a lot of hold-ups for me trying to get videos out. Like yesterday we had a power outage till like 5 p.m. where I couldn't record at all, so that sort of meant no videos then. I've had other stuff, so I've been a little bit late getting this stuff out, but hopefully I can jam pack today and get all these videos out, or maybe depending on how it goes, there might have to be one video or something that comes out tomorrow. Basically my team preview might have to come out tomorrow, as I don't think I have anyone. Do I have anyone playing Geelong versus Melbourne? I have no changes in my team going out for tonight's game, the Thursday night game. I have no changes in my team, so I might record that one and release it tomorrow on Friday. So, the preview for round 15. But we'll wait and see with that. So before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see on the screen, I again will change the settings so that it actually is watchable. 1958 round score, 21.06 team value, 1918 round ranking, and a ranking rise of around, what did I say in my tweet, 1,600 odd? 1,608, I think. So I'm really happy with that. There wasn't much else that could have gone well for me that didn't go well for others. Like, I guess Hayden Young going well. Stewart was so highly owned in the top 10,000 that wouldn't have really mattered. I guess Ashcroft going well could have helped, but we'll have to wait and see with I guess it was a little bit annoying that he went 70, but he's got St Kilda now at Marvel Stadium, so one of the last hard games for him. I guess I do need him to pop off in this game, as he is sort of dropping a little bit. His last three of 63. That last three does include a 46, which will drop out, but a 109 here. So hopefully he can go back to, I just need a big score from him, because what's he owned by now? 49%. He's dropping below 50%, so hopefully I can get a good score out of him, as it seems like he is dropping by a lot of the big teams are dropping him at the moment in the next round or two. He will be gone in the next round or two as well for me, but a lot of teams are dropping him this week. So Nick Dacos had the captaincy due to I took the Josh Dunkley, which was a bad decision in the end, because the two guys that I talked up about in my in my VC and captaincy were Taranto and Bontempelli. I originally had it Taranto into Bontempelli, but I decided to go with the Josh Dunkley VC option. He got 113, and I thought, oh, this is a good thing, but ended up costing me a little bit because Taranto and Bontempelli both went huge, but that would have put me in the top 1,000 ranks for the round and would have got me over the 2,000 threshold, and probably would have got me 4,600, 4,700 ranking wise, but can't say no to a bad like that in the end, because it was still a decent round, and I know this round as well for me is set up pretty well, as a lot of people only have 18 guys, and that includes the 5 or 6 rookies as well, so I know I can catch up with a lot of people as well. So Nick Dacos took the captaincy. Sinclair on debut for me was 100, and it looks good, and just hoping he doesn't get that midfield time. Just stay away from the midfield, honestly, at this rate. I just want to see him getting up here where he had these big scores. Actually, he has big scores with little marks, which is really weird. So it looks to me like here is his big score with a big mark around. We just want to be seeing at least 5 to 6 marks, to be honest with you, to get those big scores out of him and get those 20 to 25 kicks is what we're looking for out of Sinclair. Stewart will bounce back. I think he got tagged or monitored, and it doesn't really matter for us with Stewart, because a lot of teams have him, and I'm pretty sure if you look here, he's been pretty good a couple of weeks previous, so I think it was just a down week, and I think he'll return. Whitfield got suspended, but I was going to trade him out anyway, so getting up to a 90 for him was good enough for me, and provided a little bit of cover against some of the shocking rounds that players had. So we had, look at this, M5 to M8, and also these Young and Wilmot sort of dismantled my a chance for a 2,000 or so round. And then you've got here Hayden Young. He was on 68 at halftime and then got a 79. So back-to-back 79s for him. I think they play better when they go through him. So I think they will go through him a little bit more. And I think that will help him. I just want to see 100 score from him in the next week or two, because it is looking pretty bleak. But I think he can do it with that run that he has. And then Wilmot here is just gaining cash. And plays St Kilda this week and has a good run here. And honestly, it depends with him and Ashcroft who I want to trade out, because he's obviously going to make, I think, a little bit of money having this run. So do I want to trade off Ashcroft and wait a little bit longer to be able to gain a little bit more cash to be able to get a really high quality defender? Or do I want to get rid of Wilmot because I think Ashcroft can provide more points, and Ashcroft probably has the ability to go hundreds, whereas Wilmot and Atkins probably don't. So maybe I go with getting rid of Atkins first and Wilmot and upgrading them to a high quality defender, and that'll get me what I need. Then you've got here, these guys didn't play, and Mullins is listed as an emergency. Hopefully he doesn't play as a sub, but I don't think he will. I think he's still a week away. But from what I've heard from the comments from Scott, is that I think he's going to play a little bit more during the season, the rest of the season. I don't think they're gonna not play him, as he is 23. So they wanna get him here for like 7-8 years at least. He has more in his legs. So I think he will play further on in the season. So I'm not gonna trade him out like I would with like an Orland or something. And then you have Brayshaw here, 109, a little bit disappointing, but came home strong. Came home in the third to get the 100 score. So I mean, at least he's turning up, and that's pretty much that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tons in a row with a 99 before that as well. So he's been pretty consistent. Other than this 72, if you put that 72 as a 90, he's been really, really consistent, pretty much putting up Bont numbers. Then you have Bont as well here, 158, heads into his bye this week, but yeah, that was huge from him, and he's been a really good pickup from the start, to be honest. Now the 4th ranked player, and yeah, he's just been absolutely huge, especially after the mid start that he had, because like the numbers he's putting up now is pretty ridiculous. Then Tom Green put up the 100, and he saved himself basically. If he put up another 70 score, he was gone, but saved himself now, and I'm going for another cash gen option in when I show you my team selection. Going for another cash gen option instead of trading out a premium, as I feel in a comfortable position to be able to hold. Then you have Brad Crouch here, another ton score from him, and he looks like he was I think he was the better choice than going. I mean, Neil is still a really good choice, but I do like the prospects of Crouch, as I think Crouch could go 110 for the rest of the year, especially with Steele not being his best. Steele's got a medial ligament grade 2 strain, I believe, so Crouch is having to put up a lot of the body of the work, and I think if he could easily have a game where he has 5 marks and like 7-8 tackles, as well as 35 disposals. Like he could put up a big what would that be, probably around, he could get 90 points in just disposals or so, and then have another 5 marks and 5 tackles per se, and that's a 125 just there. So he could easily put up a 125 or 130 here, very, very easily, with the way he plays. Like even you see here, the 6 and 8 here game really propelled him, even with a bad kick to handball ratio. So if he gets that kick to handball ratio right, like even just for him, it would be the over 1, like just over 1 here, as you can see. If he gets that right, he's on for 130 games. So I think he can average 110 for the rest of the year. Ashcroft here, you have him a couple of down games, but I'm just hoping he picks it up because he does have a high break even. I believe it's 90 odd, so hopefully he can pick that up. Then you have Atkins here, and hopefully he can just get a big game because I need him to get some cash gen. Well, not cash gen, but to hold cash at least. So a big game and get him back over 550k would be needed, I think. And yeah, so I'm really looking for him to just go big. I think he could go big with if he just goes, and he's against the Hawks as well. So this could be an interesting game with, he can get 100 and get that cash gen flowing. I could go to Ashcroft. So this is the last week, and it'll be really who has the worst break even, because I don't want to lose cash because they're going to go in back-to-back weeks, basically. So I don't want to lose cash, and I want to be able to upgrade out of these guys and sort of be able to get the best option available and like hold my cash, because if I can get, it's basically going to be the difference of being able to get a Sicily in defense or something like that, and getting, if I look here, well, I'm not going to be able to get Sicily, but getting Doherty in defense over, like, if I get Doherty instead of 800k range, instead of getting like a Jack Zeeble or something, or like a Daniel would be an actual good option, but being able to get these guys in instead of or almost like getting the 850k guys in defense over like getting and warranting a move for Wangadeen Malira or a Redman or something like that. There is only really a couple defenders that you want, so getting the right ones could be crucial, as you could leak 10, 15, 20, 30 points per week off bad defenders. And then you've got Matthew Johnson, 37, had a corky or something, so hopefully he comes back. He does have a 51 break even, but we gained a lot of cash out of him from having just that one good week here. Like, he gained 57k or something like that, and then he's gained 28k as well, so he's almost gained 100k, as well as having decent, he held us up in one of the bye weeks, so if he can have another good score here and get back on ball, but I do not like the role change that he's got more of a wing-based change, I believe, from what I've seen, so I don't like that, and he will be on the chopping block as well. Wardlaw as well is on the chopping block, just because he's got, looks like his cash gen is pretty much stopped, and got him for 320 or whatever, so 150k, and a lot of people have had him, but it looks like already from what I remember, I believe he's now down about 6% even in terms of ownership. A lot of people are jumping off in the bye week and using him to flip to, like me, flip to Windhager or something like that, as Windhager has that mid-forward status as a rookie, or as a rookie sort of price, and you could just play him here and then just, because there isn't many forwards that you want, and then Windhager can flip to the bench for a week or two, and then you can trade him down to a 200k guy and profit 250 and get that 250k, because I expect Windhager to be around that 450k or so when I trade him out, get him up to someone huge. It's just all about getting that extra little 100 to 200,000 and being able to go from a 750k guy, sort of like, instead of getting an Ashcroft, getting a Neil or a Crouch is what I'm saying here. So Wardlaw is out for me this week with what it looks like, and I will reassess upon teams, but Matthew Johnson's not playing in the early game, so it doesn't really matter for me if I don't look at it, because there isn't much changes for me in the early game. It is Melbourne versus Geelong, and Petrarca and Stewart are the only guys that are affected, basically. And I'll probably just, in case of stuff happening, in case of I don't look at it and Mullins does get the sub, I will just put the emergency on him, just so that if he does play and put up a monster score, I can juggle stuff around and push it around, so that I'm starting to get the better scores out of players, etc. Like putting Johnson off or something like that, and switching it around so that getting I don't know, not Chesser necessarily, but getting a defender off, etc., to be able to play Mullins, etc. Crouch, Ashcroft, Atkins, we talked about all these guys. These two guys were on their bye. English did amazing with a 1-3-4. Nothing much to talk about. He dominated. I mean, what did the other rucks do? If we look at the, if I change this to rucks, and then I go all prices, then I go last round, I had McInerney, no one really has, and then we had the top two rucks. So yeah, massive game for them, especially with Briggs being 10% owned, and we gained some points on him, and him going into his bye week. And Luke Jackson did gain a lot of money, but he gained 70k in the end, but you'd have to almost trade him out at this point, because he is Darcy's coming back, and yeah, so Jackson I think was a better choice, was a good choice to miss in the end with what I've been able to do, but it was a tight one between picking him up, and I think I needed another week with Jackson being the ruck. I needed to confirm him through the buys as being the ruck for me to jump on him, but it just wasn't the case. But he was still a good value, but I don't think he was the top way to go with that. So we have Marshall 103, Tim Taranto 147. Don't really need to talk about it much. Goulden 108, Dunkley 113, Rosie 106, Sheasel 98. Pretty much all decent scores from these guys. Obviously, Tim Taranto 147 was good. Dunkley saved it to get a 113. And then Sheldrick, I don't know how he got an 82, but yeah, really good from him. And yeah, really looking positive, especially after these couple of sub games that he did nothing in. But I like his position. And Mills, I don't know if he'll get named yet. So the more that Mills doesn't get named, the more it is better for us next year, because Mills has ticked off the 10 game mark. So he isn't going to get that average from this last year. Oh, he's at 9 games, but he'll get the 10th. He will get the 10th unless he gets a training injury. So he'll get the 10th to be able to get that to take off the chance of him getting his last year's score average taken into the new year for fantasy for 2024. So that's just really good, and it gives, if he isn't playing, it gives Sheldrick another week, and it covers us for this week coming up. What's Sheldrick going by? 43% of the comp have jumped on him, as I think you got a sighter of him. Basically, you got 2 sighters of him with that 82, the original 82 or 79 here. You got a sighter of him being like good, and then played against Brisbane. 57% time on ground though was a little bit awkward though. But we'll see with what that is. I think he is going to play a lot against West Coast because it's West Coast, and I think they can honestly just put Parker forward and just say kick 5 or 6. So you might see Sheldrick actually have a big game, like a 65 or 70% time on ground sort of effort game. But we'll have to wait and see with that. But 82, I'm really happy about that, especially after trading him in to get an 82 and to get a price rise of 62k with a minus 21 or something break even. If he goes 80 again, that's going to be like 70 or 80k. And he could fly up quickly to 450 or so k. And getting that type of cash gen can easily be the difference between me getting... I was going to use something like Noah Long to get Ashcroft up, but I might be able to now use Sheldrick to get Ashcroft up and be able to use like a Chesser or a Noah Long or something to get Keys up even further if Keys starts to drop off. But that's basically the video there. So I'll go back to the main screen. That's the video there, and I will probably be recording another one back to back or something to get all my videos out for you guys. But that's the video there, and I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks guys. Goodbye.